Hi Rakshit,
Yes, sir.
welcome to CATWay.
Thank you, sir.
So Rakshit converted IIM Ahmedabad.
Yes.
What are your emotions अभी के लिए?
Sir, so basically, it was the same thing that I was traveling at that moment when the result came out, and many a times the groups were saying that okay, Ahmedabad came out, they were skeptical, and the result was not coming out. But that evening only, one of my friends messaged me, and then sir also messaged me status. This is what status? And then I came to know that Ahmedabad was out. So when I told my parents, they were very excited, but my brain was not processing. So after I was able to process for 3 4 days, I came to that okay, I've converted IIM Ahmedabad. It was a very joyful moment.
Okay. So talk about your procedure towards CAT first. How did you tackle CAT, and then we'll talk about the GDPI process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, I had already given CAT in the year 2022. And at that point of time, I got calls from IIM CAP and I converted the best IIM CAP among them, all them. But after this, I was not kind of satisfied. And I was working in my job and it was a kind of a hectic job because I was working in the furnace. So around 12, 13 hours was going on. So I decided to prioritize doing an MD and I decided to let go of my job. And I let go on May in 2023. And for 3 4 months, I prepared. Like my weaker section was DILR. Like I was good in quants and because of my IIT background and VRC. So DILR was something I focused on, and because of this, in my CAT this attempt, I was able to score a total percentile of 99.75, and I was able to get the best call in the country.
So you left your job towards the exam where uncertainty is very much, right?
Yes.
So didn't it create extra pressure on you?
So that's the thing that even when I was interviewing in IIM Ahmedabad, they also said me that you left your job, you did not even give CAT, and you were so sure that okay, you will crack CAT and you will enter into a top IIM. And then another professor said that okay, 6 तो IIM में कहीं ना कहीं तो हो ही जाएगा इसका. And then, but yes, it kind of created a pressure because now I knew that I had no other option. I had to do my best. And I think that when person has the only option that either Maro or Geo, and then people cross that mountain. For me, I crossed that mountain with everything I had.
So, what will you suggest to the upcoming aspirants if they are too much focused towards their CAT, and though there is some uncertainty occupied with that, should they leave their jobs?
From whatever I talked with my friends while I was in Ahmedabad and also in Bangalore and Calcutta, most of them are doing their job and simultaneously they are prepared for that. So I would say that if you are kind of on the uncertain zone, then don't leave your job. Don't become unemployed for CAT because it is a very uncertain thing. Anything can happen in the CAT examination because you don't know. It is a relative thing. So, and again, if you are very focused, like if you are something which, okay, this is the only thing I want to do, and even if my job can go, I don't care about the job, then it is up to you. But again, it's a subjective thing. I would recommend don't leave your job if you are even a slight bit of uncertain, because at the end you will become unemployed for an exam which is very uncertain.
Okay. So, since you scored good in all three sections this year, can we talk about the strategy you followed through towards VARC, DILR, and quant simultaneously?
Okay. So for quants, I think it was inherent because I was from IIT. So last year also I scored 99.6%. And this year also I scored 99.9%. So quant was something which was not, I was very worried about. Again, VARC was something which I was good at, I think inherent or something because I used to read a lot of books. So my reading quality was good and I was able to comprehend well. The thing which really bothered me was DILR because DILR is something which is kind of a case thing. You have to sit patiently and solve it. Whereas in what happens is that with quant we if we are not able to solve then we jump. But this is not happening with DLR. You have to sit patiently. You have to open each and everything, and then sit through the question. And once you are sitting patiently, and once you are able to think, then you are able to solve the question. I think that was the approach which I followed, and of course followed by a lot of practice for DLR. And that is why in my CAT exam as well, I was able to crack DLR.
So since you are from IIT, IITians are good at maths, we all know that. But the suggestions that you would love to give to those who are naive towards maths, like BBA students, or not, I'm not generalizing anyone, but like other students who are not good in maths.
If you are not good at maths, the simple thing is that first of all, learn what are the topics which are being which come every year in CAT. What is the major weightage of those topics? Then there are many books which you can follow, like the Arun Sharma book for quantitative aptitude. Then there are many YouTube channels also. Also, you can join a proper coaching institution. Then most important thing is that you have to take a test series, because then also you only explore that, okay, you know how to solve, but how to solve in the fastest manner. That is very important in chat. So I think if you follow all these approaches, I think you will be able to score a very decent percentile, maybe even 9 plus easily, if you are following the approach.
And since you didn't score good in DILR this year, what was your strategy towards DILR? Be it talking about the mocks or talking about the final exam when you were giving CAT.
Okay. Like I already mentioned, like for the DILR, I was specially focused on writing. So I was always focused on, okay, two or three sets at least I will solve, whatever be the case, even if it is very difficult. So in the starting mocks, I was kind of feeling humiliated because I was not able to solve, and many a times my percentile was not getting scored. But over the time, because of enough practice, I was kind of getting a hang of it. Now, when I went for CAT, and once I solved the VRC section, when I opened the DLR section, it was kind of a nightmare because they were so big sets, etc. And even people cried after they left the CAT room. So I was kind of knew that, okay, now this is the time which will make me or break me. So I have to sit patiently, search for the two sets which I will be solving. And once I found out, that hit the jackpot, and I was able to convert, and I was able to crack that DLR.
Okay. And for VARC, what were your reading sources? Means you
Uh,
followed articles or you followed novels. What were your strategies towards VARC?
I was always a book lover. So I used to like I did not consider book reading as something of a thing which I have to do separately. It was already inherent. So I used to read a book, so my vocabulary etc. were good. And then beside that, I used to follow Eon essays, and then Smithsonian magazine or Atlantic magazine. Or there are many other articles like you can also follow BBC News, then Guardian, etc. There are many sources which you can read. It is basically that you have to comprehend what they're writing. If you are
Mhm.
able to comprehend, that is more than enough for you to understand the cat passages and then able to answer the questions.
So left job, handled various uncertainty, and then the score reflected a 99.75. उस समय में when you opened the dashboard, what were the emotions?
So I remember the exact moment that once the IIM Ahmedabad result was out, I told my father, I showed him in the phone that Ahmedabad is out, and my mother was standing by the window, like I was in my grandmother's house, and she was standing by the window, and I went silently next to her and I said, Ahmedabad का result आ गया, हो गया convert मेरा, and she was so.
I'm Rakshit, I was also talking about that moment when the interview dates were not out, the result 99.75 on the screen.
Sir, I at that moment of time, sir, it was like whatever hard work I put in, like I shouted a lot because I was so much excited because it was kind of a thing that if it doesn't happen, I will be unemployed and again I have to sit for next year. So it was a very joyous moment. I cannot explain it right now, but it
I
was
can.
something which I was very joyful about when the result came and I saw that percent.
All right. So now I can say you are a part of CATWay since 1.5 years or so, most probably, right?
Yes.
So how is the culture of CATWay?
So basically, from what like when I was searching for the GDPI program, what I came to know that different coaching institutions they have fixed number of mocks which they offer. From whatever I told, but in Catway is a thing that every week you get a mock, and if there is any call which is approaching, like let's say that you have IIM Lucknow call on 8th of March, and then you will get maybe even two mocks or three mocks depending on the uh, what you need. It is not that what the coaching provides, it is what you need. You will get a personalized treatment. Each and every answer, be it your YMBA, tell me about yourself, everything. Everything will be personalized, everything will be re-revised many a times. So that when you go to an institute for giving an interview, you will be pretty confident about yourself. Then there will be multiple mock interviews, and the content and the questions which are asked in the mock interviews, it is something which is of really quality. Like they are not asking random things in the mock interviews, right? And most like even the seniors who were part of CATWay who helped me, many questions they asked, they were of real value. Like, okay, as a chemical, I was a chemical engineer. So, okay, these are the things which I need to work upon. These are the things which I need to know. And these really catered to it. And at the end, when I gave my interview for Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, even though many questions came out of the blue, but I was pretty confident that, okay, I am well prepared for this. So whatever happens, I will be able to tackle it. And that happened.
All right. So for every uncertainty, you were prepared at CATWay, right?
Yes.
Okay. How many mocks did you give total?
I think it was around 10 or 12 mocks easily.
Okay. So, any success mantra that you would love to give to your juniors?
I would simply say that whenever people work very hard, for each and every student, there comes a plateau that you are working, and then it comes a plateau where everything becomes stagnant. And that is the point where most of the people lose hope. But
Mhm.
it is the next moment when that plateau breaks and there is an exponential growth. So be patient, be calm, trust the process, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and the future holds good for any person. If you're ready to put in the hard work and if you're ready to believe in yourself, the success will be yours.
All right. Thank you so much for the time, Rakshit.
Thank you,
All
sir.
the best for your future endeavors. Let IIM Ahmedabad sink in.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Okay.